You can see it already. Got an upgrade.
Oh, hi, Mark.
What's up, Freccero fam? Welcome back to my channel. We'd like to experience everything that life has to offer. This is another video in the series where I'm documenting the entire journey of healing from this distal bicep tendon tear. I tore it about a few-ish weeks ago, actually almost about a month ago, and it's been quite the journey. Now, in the past video, I talked about how it happened, how I tore it, how I got surgery, and that was roughly about 2.5 weeks ago. Literally this morning, went back to the orthopedic doctor, did a checkup. Things are looking great with the arm, so I might as well say that. Luckily, did not get any kind of infection because I was worried with the splint I was wearing earlier. If, like, say, I got it too sweaty or if I got it wet, it could actually be a huge infection issue. Luckily, no issue whatsoever. But didn't expect this. I did not expect to look like some kind of bionic arm. Someone made a joke that for Halloween, I should be Inspector Gadget, which actually, I feel like this could work well with like an Inspector Gadget type costume. But anyway, here's how things are continuing on because not what I expected. Very bittersweet. Now, on the good end of how things are healing is the tendon's feeling great, not too much pain. I do have some slight honest elbow pain right here, but I guess that's kind of common as I think things are just really rebuilding itself. Because like I mentioned in the previous video, when it comes to a tendon healing, it's very, very intricate, very, very technical, and very lengthy because you need it to heal strong enough to be able to lift weights, like say curl or do whatever, but it also needs to be loose enough where I can still have the elasticity to move it around. So you need to, it almost has to have this kind of sweet spot of being strong enough to do things, but not too strong, where it's like rigid, but also you want it to be loose enough to move around, but not too loose where it could snap. And right now, that's the position I'm in. So after going to the orthopedic doctor this morning, took the splint off, as you can see, got this put on, which looks like this crazy contraption. Let me know what you think. Do you like this or the splint better? I think this at least looks kind of cooler, although I will say, I think it's actually more annoying than a splint. And this is called, I have it written down here, a hinged elbow brace. Hinged elbow brace. And you may notice this. It almost looks like something from like math class or something. Here's the way this works if you want to see it. So right now it's unlocked, meaning I can move it out like this. So I'll show you like that. Now here's the tricky thing. I can't extend my arm all the way straight out. If I do, my tendon could snap. So what they do is they put a block at, I think they said 60 degrees today. What that means is if I try to extend it out, and this kind of hurts, so I'm going to show you, but if I try to straighten my arm out, this right here will stop at 60 degrees, meaning I can't go any further with my arm straightened out past a certain point. Now, I'm doing PT for the first time, I believe this week. I'll keep you updated on that. But what happens is in PT is what they told me, see how things go, depending on the recovery. Every week, they increase the degree amount. So it's kind of cool that every week, I'll go from like here, to let's say here, to then here, to then eventually, in about a month to 2 months from the time of this video, I can fully straighten out my arm. Because one thing I'm worried about is not being able to straighten out my arm again, especially for a lot of you know I do a lot of parkour and free running and acrobatics. Doing planche work or doing full planche push-ups, those require you to typically have straight arms. And not only straight arms, but all the tendons and the ligaments need to be very strong. So like me, like say getting back into doing planching and everything, that may be like the hard, it might take me a couple years past this thing to get back to where I was before this happened. That's life. Life happens, right? Stuff happens. So it is going to be an interesting recovery, but hey, I'm trying to kind of enjoy the most out of it as I can to kind of make each thing unique. You know, like I mentioned, I've been taking a lot of supplements, which I'll talk about in terms of recovery. I've been not drinking. I've been doing cryotherapy. So I'm trying to do all the things that I can do to speed it up. But when I did ask my orthopedic doctor today, like, hey, is there anything that really speeds it up? Like, is there anything that you've noticed that really just like accelerates the process? And he said one word, and he goes, genetics. He goes, we're going to see how your genetics are. And I'm like, I think I have pretty good genetics. I will say that I feel like my body does heal pretty fast. And then the orthopedic doctor was like, hey man, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Right now, it's kind of up to your genetics that some people, for whatever reason, heal faster than others, which is why I'm doing all the things I can to kind of speed that up, or at least assist my body the best way I can. Eating healthy, not drinking, so on and so forth, like all this stuff. Now, in terms of being able to move, because like I mentioned earlier, the past almost 2.5 weeks, I was not able to work out at all. Even going for walks was dangerous because it's hot out. I naturally sweat a lot, which is kind of annoying. And like, if I go for a walk, like say outside, and it's hot out and I get sweaty, that could be compromising. He did tell me that it seems like walking is now okay. I don't want to go like on this crazy treadmill thing, but he did say, like say at nighttime, just to be safe, if I want to go for a walk and everything, I can. Because right now, when it comes to this, it is interesting, the mechanics. Like say if I think about walking, you notice I can do this. So I can like touch my nose, so I can extend it out like that. I can do this kind of movement, right? Now this, you may notice, has a locking feature as well. Like I mentioned in this video, it's unlocked right now. But let's say if I want to put it like here, say this, now it's locked. Now, if you notice, when I try to like bring my my hand to my face, I can't. So it's kind of cool. It's almost like its own like cast or brace, while also being a dynamic one as well. Kind of a cool piece of technology or equipment, if I call it that. So that's where I'm right now, and like I said, it is going to be an interesting process for it to heal. I feel like, you know, especially now being in this and being able to move it, I definitely feel the injury more. Because before it was rigid, so it was kind of tough to tell, like, with pretty much zero movement, what actually hurt, like, how does it feel? But I feel like for me, after being into fitness and doing acrobatics and doing everything for so long, I really know my body. I think this is true for any athlete, that you can really feel how your body is, you know, when something happens or whatever. And I think with something like this, I can really kind of feel where it hurts, because the distal tendon is typically like back here. It's kind of around your elbow. So when I even move this around, even sometimes if I twist it or turn it like this, I can feel the exact part, and I'm like, oof. So it is a kind of a balancing act too, because the guy said, if I, like say, God forbid, you know, I'm probably going to keep it locked most of the time. It is getting annoying to kind of do this and then lock it and then unlock it if I need to do something and do this. I'm getting kind of used to it, but it's kind of annoying, because my worry is, let's say it's not locked, and God forbid, let's say I'm at an event and someone goes to grab me to, like, say, be like, hey Mark, we're going over here, and they grab me and pull me, and someone, they straighten my arm out, that could be very, very, very bad. So in some cases, I kind of like leaving it unlocked, because I do want to start adding movement to my arm. I'm going to see what happens at PT. I was even thinking too, maybe I could even record, as I'm documenting my recovery, like I wonder if I could even record, I don't know if it's allowed legally, if I could even record the entire PT session. I think it'd be kind of cool to be like, hey, like, here's an exact POV, as if you're sitting there or a fly on the wall, my exact, you know, PT session. I've never done PT. So I'm kind of curious to see, like, for me being big into fitness, I'm kind of curious to see, like, the science, the intricacies, the physiological aspects of their approach to this. So you'll see, but this is kind of the update now. I am now this kind of bionic man looking kind of thing. Looks pretty cool. So, bit bittersweet news this morning that unfortunately I still have to have this thing on my arm, or still have something on my arm for the next month or two. But things are healing. Things are looking good. I'm just taking it one day at a time.